pilot. I loved it. I thought it was really remarkable.
Oh,
and I
thank you.
am a huge fan of time travel.
Oh, cool.
So kind of just talk about the genesis of where this came from, where Timeless come from.
I got a call one day from this guy, Eric Kripke, whose work I'd seen some of and heard a lot about, saying, would I be interested in hearing a pitch? And I get a lot of calls from writers who want to pitch me stuff, but they're not usually nearly as accomplished as Eric is. And so that intrigued me. And so he came in and essentially said, I'd like to do a time travel show, and here are some elements I'm thinking of, but he didn't have a lot. But I also don't want to do it alone. Both of us know the hard work that goes into running a show by yourself.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, we're both kind of used to getting our own way.
Right.
So I don't know how that will work, but how about we just spend 3-4 days in a writer's room together, A, to see how we work together, and B, to see if there's a story here.
Yeah.
And by the end of those 4 days, we felt there was a story there, and we seemed to like each other.
Yeah,
and that's how it started.
Yeah, that's right.
So you just created a little wish list of things you wanted to do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty inspiring. So tell us about these characters. I mean, it's a pretty eclectic group you've pulled together. It's unusual.
Yeah, we were really inspired by like early Spielberg, like Close Encounters. We also talk a lot about like Michael Crichton novels, and the idea that there's this, Timeless is really about this mysterious figure, played by Goran Višnjić. He steals a time machine and takes off through time, and you have to quickly scramble a team to go after him, like in the spirit of those Michael Crichton novels. And the prototype machine that they're chasing him in is really small, and you only have room for a historian, a soldier, and a scientist. And so we really just started with those archetypes, and then really looked at how can we flesh them out. And this character Lucy Preston, brilliantly played by Abigail Spencer, is a historian, and she's got to struggle to try to keep history intact. Matt Lanter plays this Delta Force operative in Wyatt Logan, and he doesn't really give a shit about keeping history intact. He needs to catch this guy, this terrorist, and Rufus Carlin, played by Malcolm, is just trying to stay alive. And so, the different dynamics between this group, as they're very disparate. They're come from very different walks of life, and yet ultimately, really any and maybe all great TV, they just need to come together as a family.
Well, the other key player is, of course, your villain, initial villain anyways. What's up with Garcia Flynn? What's his kind of thing? He steals a time machine. He wants to do exactly what out there in the world?
Well, as I like to say, Garcia is the hero of his own story. I don't tend to use the word villain, although he's doing some villainous things, certainly. We don't know exactly what he's doing at first. In fact, I'm not sure that he 100% knows exactly what he's after. We get some hints of it in the pilot that he feels like he's doing the right thing, even though as we see his actions, they seem horrific. So that's something that we're going to unpeel over the course of the first season. What are his motivations? What does he want? What does he hope to accomplish by altering history as he tries to do each week? And we think that'll be some of the fun of tuning in each week is to not only see our leads our heroes try to stop him, but also try to figure out what are his motivations.
He's definitely conflicted on different levels. I watched it. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't feel like a villain. It feels kind of like a hero.
Well, we would have hired someone as likable as Goran to play this if we wanted it to be just a straight-up villain. We want him to be complicated. We want him to be a little tortured, but also unhinged a little bit. And somebody like that is oftentimes the most dangerous person, not somebody that just wakes up in the morning deciding how they can best be evil, but somebody who has a passion inside them and a righteousness in their cause in their mind. Those are the people that can be scary.
Okay, well, thank you. We're looking forward to see exactly what craziness he brings about.